one.
Hi everybody, I'm here to show you guys something very interesting. When you study art history, you talk about dates. And when you study ancient art history, you talk about dates that are a really long time from now in the past. So I wanted to give everybody an understanding of the scale of what that might mean. You saw our signs right here, the young Earth and the old Earth. Let's walk down to the other end of this football field and we'll talk about it. Now there's two views of when the world began, the young Earth and a new Earth. The young Earth says that the Earth is maybe 6,000 years old. And the old Earth says that the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Now, if you look at both those camps, you can find solid, Christian, scientific, biblical-based evidence for both, and very good arguments on both sides. I wanted you guys today to take a look at what that might mean for yourself and where you fall in the scope of all these things. Now we're walking on a standard football field right here in the town where I live, and it's the same as every other football field, 100 yards. What I did was I started our old Earth right there at that end, that goal post. I'm going to walk down here and we're going to see how big a young Earth might look like. Before I go any farther, I want you to remember this position in the field. Take a look at where you are. From there to there, we're at about 33.5 yards. Just keep that in your mind. Let's go to the other end. If we look at a young Earth date and we put it on the scale of a football field, that would make every yard about 60 years. A little shorter than the average lifespan in our day today. Come on over here and I want you to see something. When I walk down here where my ruler is, we're at the 1 yard line on the other end. So we've made it to the other end of time. Wanted to show you guys, here's my paper. At 33.5 years from here, or 33.5 yards from here, which was where we stopped before, that would have been about when Jesus was born and when he lived. Now, I told you that 1 yard equals 60 years. You guys are about average of 15 years old, I'll say. So this is your lifespan on the scale of this whole field. You're about from here to here. That's your lifespan. And that down there is all of history before you, according to a young Earth theory. Now, I want to show you something different. According to an old Earth theory, which puts the Earth at about 4.5 billion years old, starting at that same spot and using this field as the scale, I'll show you something else. That 1 yard of this whole field represents 45 million years of time that's passed. There it is. Now, this ruler here, in that whole scale of time, represents 15 million years ago. Now, if you come down closer, I want you to take a look. These first 2 inches of this whole field represent the beginning. That's where we start, the beginning of time, and here's where we are today. The beginning of the Paleolithic period is at 2 inches, or about a long time ago, 29, I forget what it is, 2 inches ago. It's about 25,000 years ago is when we're talking about the lower Paleolithic period. Okay, at 1 inch, or a million, sorry, I said that wrong, 2.9 million bar. Anyways, 1 inch is right there, from there to there, on this whole football field, is 1,250,000 years ago. You're going to have to go close for this. A 1/4 of an inch, which is right here on this one, is going to be 312,000 years ago. Now, our earliest art history starts at about 290,000 years ago. So about a 1/4 of an inch in is about when our first human art history starts. And remember, we're on the scale of the football field. At a 1/16 of an inch, or a 1/4 of an inch is here, 1/16 of an inch, we're going to knock it right down to one of these little spaces. From the first little square to the next little square is 78,000 years ago. So, let me get out two other things that I'm going to show you. Right here is this pin. Now you think I'm going to say, but I'm going to tell you something different. If you take a look at this pin, the width of this pin is about 26,000 years ago. Now when we talk about ancient art history in Europe, we're talking about things from that far away. Let me put it over here on our scale, because remember, that's where our field starts. Right there. That far in the whole scale of yards. And lastly, I'll show you one other thing. It might be a little more painful. Do you see that little piece of hair right there? Well, they say that a human hair is about 1/1000th of an inch. And so that would equal, in the scale of our football field, 1,200 years, 1,250 years. That was my son asking, did I pull it out of my head? Yes, I did. That width on the scale of this football field is how long 1,250 years is. The Neolithic art period starts 8 hairs deep into history. That gives us the distance of how far it is to the Neolithic period, 8 hairs ago. Now, if you wanted to know how old you were when it came down to this, you'd have to divide that piece of hair into 83 pieces, and you would be 1/83rd of that hair into our football field. That's how long ago art history, or history is, according to the older theory. So as you can see, whether you look at the younger theory or the older theory, both of them have science to back them up. Both of them have strong Christian believers who believe in both, and both of them take a great deal of faith to believe in. Hope you enjoyed our scale. Next time you're at a football field, remember how big or how small your life is in the scale of things.